Folks, welcome back to the channel. Douglas Stacking Investments here. Today's video, I'm going to talk about a deal I got at the market on Saturday at my local flea market. I was set up, had all my items for sale out, and of course I had my silver that I'm willing to sell out on the table. As far as I know, some channels are saying that dealers aren't paying as strong for the silver and gold, and they're offering lower prices and everything. And I don't know what's going on. It might just be the area. It probably depends on what part of the country you're in as to how strong certain items sell. I know it varies greatly in the Northeast versus where I'm at, versus down in Florida, versus over in California or Oregon, Washington, or somewhere in the Midwest. But I keep track of my LCSs and what they're paying for things, and that helps me out at the market. And then it helps me along with my pricing, because I go along with pretty much what they're charging. Some things I am a little higher on my table. I get a lot of compliments for the silver that I do have. They tell me the things look good. There's a couple other dealers at my same market that have come by. They know what's on my table, and they've even told me that I have some really nice stuff. I have stuff for everybody. I have some common stuff. I have just odds and ends. I have some Morgans. I have some peace dollars. I have some vintage silver. I have some newer. I don't buy buffaloes to try to flip buffaloes or things like that. I'll flip some ASCs, some different government-backed issues like Britannias and stuff like that, Canadian maples, things like that, because I know they appeal to people. But some stuff I am a little higher priced on. But the reason I can get away with the higher price is because the stuff I have, you can't find it locally. You have to really search locally to find some of the pieces, well, a lot of the pieces that I have out for sale. And as far as I can tell, in my area, the market is strong for pretty much all of it. The only thing I'm lagging on is selling like silver bars and stuff, because I am a little high on those, but I have stuff that you just can't find here locally. And I don't care if I don't sell them. I tell some of them, that's a little high. Okay, well, I bring it out here, a few pieces. I rotate them out of my collection. Sometimes I'll bring a piece out and I'll show it for a couple of weeks, and it, no interest in it. I just put it back in my stack and I pull a different bar out. But I had a person, I haven't dealt with them before, I don't recognize them as somebody who's bought from me before, but they came up to my table and they asked me if I was buying silver, and I said, well, it depends on what it is. And they said, constitutional. I said, what are you paying? Well, I know locally my LCSs, all the brick and mortar stores, they're paying anywhere from 15 to 16 times face. Pretty much what they're paying. But they're selling anywhere from 20, 22, 24 times face. Well, I know what they're buying it for. So I offered the gentleman, I told him, I said, well, I'm paying for a constitutional. It depends on what it is. I have to see it. But I'm basically paying 17 times face. And I said, I know all the coin shops and everything are paying 15 to 15, 16. You can find 16 at most of them. And he said, okay, thank you. And he went wandering off. I didn't think nothing about it, because I was dealing with some other people at the table. And about 45 minutes to an hour later, he came back and he said, you're paying 17 for constitutional, right? And I said, yeah. He said, well, I got 30 face. I said, well, let me take a look at it. Now, I've tubed it up, but he had it in the old paper wrappers, wrote on what was in it. There was 2 rolls of Mercury, 2 rolls of Roosevelt dimes, and a roll of Washington quarters. There was 2 slicked out standing liberties, which I pulled out and I put to Washington quarters in to make it a solid roll of Washington quarters. But I went through it, verified everything was silver, opened the rolls up, pulled them out, went through, and everything looked good. The count was right. So I figured it up at 17 times face, told him what the total was. He said he was good with that. I pulled out the cash, counted it out in front of him, scooped it up, told him to recount it. He recounted it. We shook hands. He went his way. And I put this aside to bring home and look through because I wanted to compare the Mercuries against my collection, and I wanted to go through and check some of the Washingtons against my secondary set. And then I tubed up. I don't care much about the Roosevelts. There's nothing key dates or anything like that. So, and I know what I'm not doing a secondary collection of these. I know what my main collection looks like. There was nothing BU in these rolls. But I got $30 face at 17 times face. Did I overpay? I don't think so, because I can sell this stuff out at 20, 21 times face, make a little profit for me, move on to the next deal. And, I got it cheaper than what I get it at my regular LCSs. So happy to put that in the stack. One of the advantages to selling out at the flea market, but this, the market is strong. I have a lot of people buying. I have people all the time asking me if I'm buying, but they don't have stuff with them. And I just have to tell them, it depends on what it is. Bring it out. Let me take a look at it. But got a full $10 roll. And these aren't bad for, they're run-of-the-mill Washington quarters. This one I did a video on. I threw it in here. It's one I picked up. I just swapped it out for one of the Standing Liberties. Got, I said the 2 rolls of Mercury dimes. And these aren't bad looking dimes it's like somebody had hand-picked these at one time and rolled them up in the old paper roller and tucked them away. So like I said, I got 2 rolls. But, somebody might say, oh, well, you pay too much buying from somebody, and if you're going to sell them, you're not going to make much. Hey, I can't buy it from my LCS for 17 to reflip, so this gives me a little wiggle room, and I can cost average in on something that I might have paid a little higher for. Gives me a little room to work, pass a deal on to one of my customers and everything. So there you have it. $30 face and constitutional added to the flip at the market stack. Let me know what you think down below. Did I pay too much buying from somebody else like that, or should I have stuck like everybody else and went 16 or even dropped to bottom feeder level and offered 15? I know what the person did. They got my offer, and then they went up to the other dealers and found out what they were paying, and I was paying the strongest, and so they came back to me. So, it's one of those things. Do you pay a little stronger so you get inventory in the, to flip out, or do you offer the lower price and hope that they still come back to you? You guys let me know down below, what would you do? And what do you think of the purchase? And I'll get into this other stuff. It's going to be a My Thoughts video, but we'll see you on another one.